Fiber Magicians. Welcome to another episode of Fiber Magic Crochet with Opal Luna. We're taking a lesson from the book Fiber Magic, A Witch's Guide to Spellcasting with Crochet, Knotwork, and Weaving. It's available at llewellyn.com. So Llewellyn did a pretty good job, I'd say a very good job, at illustrating the basic stitch guide for the book. And in the stitch guide, it not only gives the shorthand for the stitch and the long name so you can figure out some pattern reading, it also gives the magical property of the stitch. Like here, chain stitch, CH, chain stitch. Yarn over and pull the yarn through the stitch on the hook. Very simple. The chain stitch is your foundation, so it translates well into grounding. This is where you can set your intention for the project and state its purpose. It is also the beginning of any project, so it signifies potential. That's just one example, and it goes through all the different stitches and lets you know the magic involved. So I thought maybe you'd like to see some of that today. All right. So we start out, any crochet project starts out with a slip stitch. Okay. So I've seen this done numerous ways, but I say let's keep it simple. Hold the yarn between your thumb and forefingers and then put your thumbs together. When you do that, the yarn will automatically want to loop, and it will go either up or down. It doesn't matter. So find that loop, and then the short end should go behind it. Then grab that thread from behind it and pull. Do not pull the end all the way through. That would just make a regular knot. But if you don't pull the end all the way through, then you've made a slip knot, and it can go like this. Boom. Thumbs together. Short end behind. Pinch the short end through the loop and pull. And there you have a slip knot. So that's very useful, because when you put your hook through, then you're going to pull the short end and snug it right up. The reason why we use different size hooks in crochet is because that's what determines the size of the stitch. So the second challenge in crocheting is what to do with this other hand. How are you going to hold this yarn securely and still allow it to move freely? Because that's what creates your tension. If you keep dropping this yarn and picking back up, you're going to get different size stitches. So here you go. Again, I keep it simple. Grab the yarn, the working yarn, the long piece, in your hand and put your pointer finger up. Now automatically your little pinky finger wraps around, is still wrapped around that yarn down there, see? So that's going to keep it moving on the palm of your hand. These two fingers, your middle finger and your thumb, can then come together and pinch the knot on your slip knot. stabilizing your hook hand. So this hand, all this hand has to do is move the hook back and forth. Doesn't have to worry about the yarn anymore. Just this hand just works the hook. So when you create a chain stitch, see how the hook is started pointing up? It yarn over, rotate that hook so that the hook is now facing down so that you can drag that hook through the loop on the hook. Yarn over and drag it down. Yarn over and drag it down. So again, that's why you say yarn over, because the yarn goes over the hook, not the other way around. The yarn goes over the hook. The hook goes in from the front and the yarn goes over and through. See that? And now you've made consistent size chains. See? Because this hand never dropped the yarn, stayed the same. It was this hand that was moving the hook back and forth. So you get consistent size chains. And they're nice and loose. They're not too tight because you didn't pull on them every time. You just allowed that hook to move back and forth. You didn't pull the yarn, or you didn't pull the yarn with either hand, right? You just allowed it to go through. You can see very clearly where your next row stitches are going to be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You've got 5 chains on your hook. Okay, let's do a few more. Remember, grab it, pointy finger up, pinky's doing his job down here, middle finger and thumb, grab it on there. So now we're going to grab here. We're going to stay close to the hook. We're going to yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. See that? We made 3 more chains. So we have 8 chains total. That's a good number of chains. In the book, there's a list of numbers 0 through 9 and a correspondence to each of them, and 8 is success. So let's have success today. All right, we're going to do 8 single crochet stitches. Now whenever you do a single crochet stitch, the first thing you have to do is get your height, right? You don't want to put your hook straight into this first chain. It'll just go through there. So you chain one more time. You chain one more than the number of stitches that you want. Then you put your hook through that chain. Yarn over. Look, the yarn is over. And I'm dragging it through. Yarn over and drag it through. And that is a single crochet stitch. Insert your hook into the next chain. Yarn over, pull through. Yarn over, pull through. Next stitch. Next. There we go. And you see, I'm not changing. I'm just allowing the yarn to move freely. In my hand, I'm not changing it. I don't have to change it because it just moves freely over my pointer finger. And that little pinky keeps it in line. See that? there's a row of single crochet. Let's chain and turn, got to chain and turn for the height, and try a half double crochet. All right, so look at the top of your work. See the V's? Let me line this up here so you can see the V's. You're going to make a stitch in every one of those V's through both of those loops like this. Yeah. Okay. Half double crochet. Yarn over. Insert your hook through the next stitch. Yarn over, pull through. Now you've got 3 loops on your chain, or 3 loops on your hook, excuse me. Yarn over and pull through all 3. Yarn over. Remember, it's the yarn that goes over, not the hook that goes over. It's the yarn that goes over. Insert your hook into the next stitch. Yarn over, pull through all 3. Yarn over. Insert the hook, pull through all 3. And that's how you do it. That's a half double crochet stitch. There we go. Now, do we still have 8? Let's make sure we still have 8. 2, 4, 6, 8. Yes. Let's try a double. Now, double is taller still, so let's chain 2 and turn. Now, I'm not going to chain 3, because if I chain 3, that's going to take the place of the double crochet, and we do that sometimes in patterns. A pattern will say the chain 3 counts as the first double crochet. That's what we did when we made the feather. Okay, but this time we want 8 separate stitches. So we're just going to put 2 there just to get the height, just to get enough height so that our stitch is not laying down, you know. So we're going to yarn over and we're going to insert our hook into the first stitch. And we're going to yarn over and pull through. But this time we're going to yarn over and just pull through 2. Yarn over and pull through the next 2. See how much higher that stitch is? And you've got some wiggle room here. That's a good stitch if you're going to weave something through there, weave a ribbon through. All right, so yarn over, insert the hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through the last 2. Yarn over, insert your hook. Yarn over, pull through, pull through, pull through. That's why we call it a triple. Yarn over, insert, 1, 2, 3. Now in the UK, that's not a triple. That's just a crochet. That's just a, they call that a triple? Oh, now I'm confused. Anyway, look that up. It's different in the UK. If you have a pattern that was written in the UK, then you have to kind of translate it. All right, there we go. So now we have a row of single crochets, a row of half double crochets, and a row of double crochets. Now let's talk about crocheting in back loops only. I was asked a question about that the other day. We were making this hat in a class, in a live class that I was giving. And we start at the tip and we increase till it's big enough to go on your head, right? And then we do a row that's crocheted in the back loops only so that the brim will turn out at a 90-degree angle. So remember those V's. Okay. So if this side is facing you, then these loops of the V are the front loops, and these over here are the back loops. So if you want to crochet in the back loops only, you just put your hook there, not through there. See how it's got both loops on the hook now? We've been doing that so far. Now we're just going to put it through this back loop here. And I'm going to do a row of single crochets across in the back loop only, and you'll see how it will be easy to get it to turn the corner. And this comes in very handy when you're making dolls, you know. Here we go. Look at that. See how that turns the corner? Get that to turn a corner very easily. And even if you don't want it to turn the corner, you've got this to crochet in. A lot of times when you're doing those fancy mandalas, they'll say do the next row in the back loops only, and then they'll say come along and do some decorative stitches in this front loop. Yeah. And if you turn around and continue every row in the back loops only, you will get a zigzag pattern that is what we do for the hat band, because it makes kind of a stretchy. So you can make a nice headband or hat band by just doing it in the back loops only for every row. In all of them. See, and then it makes this zigzag design. So you're going to use that technique when you make the hat band or the mug cozy. See, and it makes a ripple effect. I'll show you. See that ripple effect that it makes? And it makes it a little stretchy. That's it. Making that headband and then starting there to make a beanie makes a very nice hat that fits well. We use that same technique in the feather to give it that ridge. See, to give it the decorative ridge. So that's very nice. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed this little introduction to the stitch guide. I hope if you don't have your book yet, you pick one up and you go to fibermagick.com. There's a link there. Join the Fiber Magic Coven on Facebook and share all your crafty makes with us. We would love to see what you're working on. And as always, stay crafty. Bye-bye for now.